Check us out. We're here in central London, as you can tell by the London Eye behind me. No, it's not a fake prop. We really are here. And the reason why is, well, we're taking this baby out for a little bit of a spin. It is the Victory Hammer S 2010 model. I had this for about a month last year and got to ride around it, and I can't tell you how much it puts a grin on my face. But we thought we'd do something a little bit different because, you know, the last review we took it out twisty wise around Epsom, took it through some towns. We're taking this through central London. We're going to pop into the bike show at the XL Arena and let you know what we think about it. We're also going to pop onto the Victory stand and have a chat to the guys there as well. So I'm looking forward to taking this through London already. As you can see, it's attracted quite a lot of attention. So here we are at London's XL Arena for the bike show, and my steed for today, which you saw us ride through central London, is this amazing Victory Hammer S. Now, it's obviously probably not exactly ideally designed for cruising around town and actually doing the commute, because she is a bit of a big beast. Not exactly the easiest thing to filter through traffic, but you know what? I've arrived here with a big grin on my face, and when it comes to grin factor, this bike pretty much takes the cake. Yeah, she's not got the smallest turning circle, because she's obviously quite huge, as you can see, but considering that, she really wants to flick through the corners. You can really get her over. Hopefully you'll see some of that on the footage, and more importantly, the torque, it doesn't feel too lumpy low down at low speeds. It's just always there. It's actually a very smooth twin, but wow, the sound and the big grin you get every time you twist your right hand, it makes this one very special bike. Is it the ideal commuter? Well, I'm sure there are many more practical bikes, as you'll see around here, and we'll probably see at the show, that will let you nip through traffic and maybe do the journey in half the time, but you won't arrive with as big a smile on your face as I've got. And I tell you what, coming up that ramp to the XL Arena, well, the front wheel was coming up, baby. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is we're going to head into the show, have a look around, see if there's anything exciting going on, and then we're going to continue this review, and another time we're going to take this out, do a bit of a proper cruise it was built for, maybe down to the coast, and we'll compare it to how it was in a city, and go into a little bit more detail on exactly what makes this machine a little bit funky, shall we say. Okay then, so here we are at the bike show now. As you know, I came up today on the Victory Hammer S. It's a bike I'm reviewing at the moment, and I'm here with Mike, Head of Sales and Marketing for Victory. Hello, fella.
Hi, how are you doing?
Do you know what? I'm very, very happy, and one of the reasons is I'm enjoying this bike massively. Now, we actually brought this up to London today for the specific reason, wanted to see what it was like handling around town, because, you know, it's a big old beast. Yep. Let's be honest, there's a lot of power, a lot of torque there. I think a lot of people would be thinking it would be the last thing you want to take around town, but I had a great time on it. Sure, I couldn't exactly filter through traffic like I might do on, you know, an enduro bike or more of a kind of svelte commuter, but my God, I went everywhere with the biggest grin on my face, and I got chatted up by about 40 women everywhere I went, because as soon as you park up on one of these things, they hear the noise, and wow, that's not a lie as well. Actually, women just came up out the street and were like, "Hi, how you doing?" What? So yeah, man, talk us through this Hammer S. It is immense.
Yeah, this is a new colour scheme for 2011. The Hammer S was introduced back to 2005, and it's without doubt our most popular selling model. It appeals to a younger rider, a sort of cruiser style of riding. Yeah. Most owners, riders, people who take out for a demo are not disappointed with the handling and performance of the bike. It's an awesome bike. It's a bike that can be ridden very hard. You can go out in a group with your friends who are still riding their sports bikes, and you can keep up every corner, every bend, and every straight road with them. It's just really cool and brings a lot of fun back, as you say, a lot of smiles to the face.
Well, listen, Mike, it's been brilliant to have you talk us through this bike today. I'm actually going to be heading off on it again shortly, and we're going to be taking you down for a big cruise on some twisties and putting it through its paces as if it was more of a sports bike. So we'll be interesting to see what I think at the end of that, mate. But thank you so much.
Have a good ride.
Cheers, man. We'll do. Okay, so this is what this bike was designed for, a little bit more. Hitting the road, down at the coast on a Saturday afternoon in the sun. But just riding on here at 40 miles an hour, second gear, 3,000 revs, so easy. Instant noise at my right hand. It rocks. Another thing that gives you a lot of confidence is these. Front brakes, and back to be fair, brakes are really good. This shape just really sorted out the chassis and suspension for really smooth riding. And it's almost sports bike-esque. Do it makes so much sense out on these roads. Yeah, around town, you have a lot of fun with it, it puts a good on your face, but the clutch can be a little bit heavy. Actually, say they're quite heavy. It's a big old machine, and it's not exactly Mr. Filter, but pretty much kind of stuff. Look at it. Oh, I just want to work the edges of that back tyre. Hey, and he got the pegs down. So as you can see, it's a rather lush Saturday afternoon for February, so we thought it'd be quite apt to come here to Wyre Water Ski Park in Lingfield, purely because, well, Polaris, who make Victory, are rather well known for making jet skis and such as well. So here we are. We've just taken a big long cruise through loads of twisty roads down on the south coast, and really can, I suppose, what this bike was designed to do compared to when we took it up to London, as you saw earlier, into rush hour, central city of London traffic. It was a bit crazy, and what a joy, what a thrill, what a pleasure to ride. So practicality, we're bringing in a new scoring system here on the bike channel where we're going to cover 4 categories. First up, as I just mentioned, practicality. That will cover the costs, whether the bike's reliable, all those kind of factors coming together, the amount of equipment. We'll do desirability, we'll do rideability, and we'll also do comparability, and then give you an overall score. So practicality on this, well, first of all, 14.5 grand, it's expensive, but you've got to look at what you get for that. You don't get a lot of equipment, that's for sure. It's very, very basic around here. There's no ABS, there's no traction control, which a lot of modern bikes are coming with as standards now. But I kind of like that. It's got that basic muscle car feel about it, or a muscle bike, you know, just a big engine, apart from this can handle one like most American muscle bikes. There is issues with build quality. Some things just feel a bit tacky and don't really look like, you know, very good quality, but that's purely just a case, I think, of the fact that Polaris have been making this for 12 years. They haven't had the hundreds of years of experience. Insurance group, it is 17, which is pretty high, as you can imagine. It's a sought-after bike. But the good thing is, in the plus side practicality, it does get about 48 miles per gallon, which is pretty insane for almost 1700 V-twin engine. Okay, so our second category is desirability. Pretty simple, it's what the bike makes you feel like when you look at it, okay? And also how much you're gonna want it. First up, matte black finish you get on these Victories, I absolutely love, and the Hammer S should say anyway. Different paint jobs, different back wheels, different stylings, all come in different categories with the Jackpot, the 8-ball, the Vegas, everything else. But the Hammer S, traditionally matte black finish, big kind of Shelby Mustang power stripes down the middle. To me, it looks beautiful, man. They've got the lovely little blend of chrome with the matte blackness, and it's not too showy. It's very basic, as we talked about earlier. Some parts I mentioned don't look great, but it's nice, and it doesn't look too pretentious, you know. It's not trying to scream from the top going, oh, look at me, I'm really fancy, I've had my makeup and manicure done. And what a lot of people will say to you is when you pull up on this thing, they're just like, oh, it looks stunning. Basic, but nice. And another factor you're going to have to bring into this is the fact that not many people have one. We met a guy earlier who just bought one, and he knew it was going to be the only one in Portsmouth, for instance. So it is rare, it's exclusive, and let's not forget the sound. Okay, 2-in-1 sports exhaust on this, but I've heard all of the Victories. They sound blooming amazing, and people hear them coming and want one. So desirability factor, this scores very, very highly. Next up, rideability. Now this covers everything: engine, handling, brakes, how it makes you feel on the road, on a track, you name it, okay? Talking about this, and as you'll have noticed from the onboard footage we were doing earlier and everything, handling is a big feature on this bike. They've really set up the Brembo Racing brakes, the chassis, the suspension, everything to give you a feel that you're not riding a big, fat 298 kilogram cruiser when you're out there. You can flick it into corners. Yeah, you know, obviously with your weight set back, your feet forward and the forks at a slight angle, you do notice potholes more than you would in a sports bike, but you really can get it over into corners. I've scraped the pegs quite a few times, and you can really put them together and make it flow. Big thing on this, though, which we have been talking about, obviously, is that engine, man. The Freedom V-twin, they call it, 1600 I should say, and 83cc or 106 cubic inches. It's just immense. 88 brake horsepower may not sound a lot for modern bikes, especially when it weighs 300 kilograms, but it's 110 pound for the torque that you want to be focusing on. Through that 250mm profile back tyre, it's just immense. It literally feels like you're riding that back tyre, and you think with that thickness as well, that it would stop you from being able to really chuck it around. Not at all, man. This back tyre, if anything, when you're in the corners and you actually want to really give it a blip, gives you the confidence because you know you've got enough rubber to put it down on the road. This is where the victory scores highest for me. It is in rideability. It will change your mind and blow you away if you're used to sports bikes and have an antiquated impression of what cruisers are. I think this is where it scores really, really strongly. So I think you can say rideability is a massive plus and a very high score for the victory. On our final category, you can tell I like my illities, just that geeky scientist side of me, is comparability. What we want to do is look at other bikes in the category, or whether there are bikes in the category and how it compares to them. Now, big things people are going to compare the victory to are the Harleys. Obviously, you know, you're looking at the new Harley Blackline that's come out, the entry-level Softail is 13,995. So straight away, price range-wise, it's around there. Insurance group, again, similar, group 17, you're going to find a lot of the bikes in this category of like the muscle cruiser, power cruiser is going to be around that. You've got to look as well at some alternatives. I mentioned before the Triumph Thunderbird. I'm a big fan of that bike. That comes in at, what, 11,000, I think, 12,000 with the add-ons that you'd probably want to make it a little bit sexier. And the new Storm that coming out this year, so that comes in a bit cheaper. And then you've got the Ducati Diavel, which at £13,000 for the basic model, again, comes in cheaper than this. I've still not ridden that, but a lot of people very excited about it. But then again, on the other flip side, to produce that amount of torque and power, you'd be looking at something like a massive Suzuki Intruder or a VMAX from Yamaha or a Beaking. And, you know, while they might work out cheaper, the VMAX, for instance, is a lot more expensive. So you're getting a really good balance, I think, of value for money on this bike against its rivals. There's pretty much nothing out there apart from, I suppose, the Rocket 3 and maybe the Thunderbird Storm, or the Thunderbird itself with a big bore kit, that gives you that feeling of power. Forget it if you're used to riding Harleys. This will blow you away when it comes to that. But more importantly, I think, as well, you're looking at the fact that this is very distinctive, it's very rare, and it stands out in a group. You know, there are other better options. If you really just want a reliable, economical cruiser, you know, you can get a Japanese one. If you want a Harley, get a Harley. There's nothing like it. But the great thing about Victory is it kind of has its own niche of this sports power cruiser, and I absolutely love it. So in closing then, overall, I pretty much love this machine. Okay, 4.5 grand, A, is a lot of money to spend, and B, if you were looking to use it every day to commute into a city for a job, you probably wouldn't enjoy it very much. Yeah, it'd still put a massive grin on your face and everyone would want to know what bike it is, but it's heavy. Clutch is really heavy and almost industrial at times. Not great, obviously, for filtering through traffic. But if you're a sports bike rider or someone that is equally at home cruising along, I don't know, a beach seafront, as you are as really giving it some through the twisties, this would be a viable alternative for you, man. You'll be surprised. So what I would definitely say is get out there, get on one if you can, and see what you think, because I reckon it'll blow you away. And if you're a Harley rider or a more traditional cruiser rider, give one of these a go. See what bike's like to really ride. And yeah, I've been kept out of that pub now for at least half an hour by my camera crew and team here. And well, that's probably a record. So I'm out of here, loving the Victory Hammer S. And I'm going to go have a beer. See you in a bit.